Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Crosshairs. Now you might be looking at this and you're thinking, Crosshairs, Sleuth? What do you mean by that? I don't see any. So, obviously I could have gone with something like Sleuth, holding a sniper rifle, shooting against a target, hopefully just like a hunter rifle rather than a sniper rifle, and there's a crosshair in it and, maybe a deer in the distance, but I just didn't particularly fancy using such a weapon. Instead, what I've gone for here is a marine binoculars, which can have crosshairs on them to sort of help you take some measurements, etc., out into the distance. So that's exactly what Sleuth here is doing. He's holding a marine binocular. It's got a bunch of crosshairs in it, hence the reference. Now, today's puzzle is continuing the fantastic series from gUBBLOR around equality cages and shifter lines. This is very much a fusion of the two. Rather than try and describe it to you, let me put it up, show you what the reference is to the crosshairs, and then walk you quickly through the rules. Let's get started. So, equality cages 130, times shifted lines 115, and crosshairs, what did I say? Crosshair by gUBBLOR. Now, you can see very much the reference to the crosshair here in the middle, clearly shoot in the center. I am going to stick with my guns here and say this is binoculars. In terms of rule sets, we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row. Every column, again, my screen is struggling a bit to keep up with me, and every 3 by 3 box. That's fairly standard. Then we have equality cages. So cages must have an equal number of low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, high digits, 6, 7, 8, 9, must also have an equal number of even digits, 2, 4, and odd digits, 7, 9. So that's, for example, a valid set of pencil marks for this particular type of equality cage. Notice that equality cages can never contain a 5, and digits may not repeat in a cage. Then we have shifter lines. So adjacent digits within the same box on a shifter line must share both parity as in even/odd and polarity as in low/high. So if this cell was a 2, for example, in the same box on the shifter line, it would have to be a 4, so that they share both the parity and polarity. Now, when you enter a new box, when the line enters a new box, either the parity shifts, so for example 1, 3, or the polarity shifts, as in 6, 8. Never both, never neither. And again, no 5s on shifter lines. Digits may repeat on the lines if it's allowed by other rules. Last but not least, we've got the Kropke dots. So a black dot between cells indicates cell values with a 2 to 1 ratio. If this cell here, for example, is a 2, this could be 1 or 4, so that one cell is double the other. The other possibility is a white dot. If this cell here was a 2, a white dot between cells indicates cell values with consecutive values. This would have to be 1 or 3. Not all dots are shown, so keep that in mind. And therefore a 2 next to the 4, this should be a black dot, but it's not a problem. A 2 next to a 3, this should be a white dot, but again, not a problem. Negative constraints do not apply. So that's all the rules we have for today. So if you fancy playing Crosshair or staring into the distance on a sailing boat out in the seas with a pair of marine binoculars, link will be in the description down below for you to play along. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So I can place a digit immediately, 5. You know you're off to a good start when you can place a digit in under 10 seconds. Just take a look at box 5, equality cage, equality cage, equality cage, equality cage, shifted line, shifted line, shifted line, shifted line. Where can 5 go? There's only one cell remaining. It is in here. There, I can feel better about myself. Now I can see that the shifted lines are going to be somewhat dominant. So I'm going to very briefly explain something that I do with shifted lines. So if you remember the rule, it's about, common parities and polarities, 1, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 7, 9. Now, the way to think about shifted lines is every time that you actually shift into another box, you have to change either parity, so the 1, 3 would go to 2, 4, or polarity, so the 1, 3 would go to 7, 9. Never both. It can't go across to 6, 8, and it can't stay the same as in not doing anything. Now, if you play this along with all of the examples, you're going to find that essentially you can actually color these as two different colors. And every time the shifted line enters a new box, you have to change colors. Can't stay the same. Now, the reason this is interesting is take a look at what we can probably do. Now, actually, I'm going to deliberately use this one because it's got on a black crop key dot. This one would be the same as well. So I think either of these is probably the more interesting one. Keep these colors in mind. I don't know what these are, but I'm going to use some false colors to start. Purple, going to green, going to purple. And obviously they have to be the same color in the same section. Inside an equality cage, let me think about this. So imagine that this is 1, 3, and 6, 8. This is 2, 4, or 7, 9. No, I could do something cheeky like 1, 3, and then 6, 8. I think I could do that. No, it has to be different. So it would have to be 2, 4, 7, 9. Sorry, I'm taking a moment just to think. My intuition says this has to be green. And I'm trying to come up with a counter example to say that it isn't. So if this is 2, 4, yeah, it has to be. Right, if this is 2, 4, then these two cells, well, I've got two low even digits, then these would have to be two high odd digits, which is 7, 9. So these two, they are the same color, but they have to be from different boxes. So one would be like 1, 3, one would be 6, 8, or one would be 2, 4, one would be 7, 9. If you use the same one, you're in trouble because these two would then have to be the same color. Now, because we're using different ones, so let's kind of simulate this, 1, 3, and 6, 8. And this therefore is 2, 4, 7, 9. Essentially, I've got one low odd digit, one high even digit. Now I need to have essentially another low even or another high odd, and then the opposite is true. So this absolutely has to be green. Right. How is this helping me? I'm not entirely sure yet. Yeah, I picked the wrong one. I should have gone with this one because this one is joined with a black crop key dot here, which would have helped me. So ignore what I just did here. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to say this is purple. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to say this is purple. This is green. Then we're shifting into another box. This is purple. And now, because these are on black crop key dots, that's more interesting. And the reason I'm sort of very focused on the black crop key dots, because it will limit our options substantially. Right. Just keep these in mind because we're going to use these colors again in the future. Now let's think about black crop key pairs. Actually, the fact that these are different colors and these are different colors, I'm changing my mind again. I'm so sorry. No, can I do this in here? So this is green. I'm going to use different colors for a second. Let's go with orange, yellow. That's a bad color combo. Then orange. Then again, this has to be yellow. I'm so sorry. I am going to change my mind. I am going to go here, purple, green, purple. And the reason is I'm looking at essentially this row. Yeah. I think I'm onto the right track now. This is much more interesting. Yes, because they're different colors. Right. I probably should have explained why I'm interested in the black crop key dots before I went down this route, because it will probably make a lot more sense once I show you this. Right, let's think about black crop key dot pairs for a second. There's 1, 2, there's 2, 4, there's 3, 6, and then there's 4, 8. The key thing, if you remember of that kind of grid that I showed you earlier, is that 2, 4 is the same color. 3, 6 is the same color, and these are mixed, blue and red. Now notice how these are mixed colors. They have to be from 1248. They have to be. Otherwise, I can't change colors by going across. It has to be from this set, 1248. If it's 3-6, that would be 3-6. That doesn't work. It can be 2-4, but then I would shift to 1-8. So yes, that works. Right. Now, how is this interesting? Well, this is still 1248 because it's a different color. And in fact, I've got the same thing in the column as well. These are different colors. So this is 1248. And I had it in here all along. Sleuth, come on. Here I am kind of debating where to start, but really all of these being different colors. I don't need to show you again. I think you've sort of got the gist that all of these are one color. All of these are a different color. And it's the same all the way around the middle square, isn't it? Yeah, it has to. Has to, because of the shifted line. It has nothing to do with the black crop kudos. Okay. Which forces these to be 1248, which forces this to be 3-6. Yeah. If I try to use 1248, I'm going to have 1248, 1248, 1248. I'm going to have 5 cells that have to be from 1, 2, 4, and 8, which gives me colors. That's what I'm after. That's 3-6. That's the same shifted line. That has to be red, and therefore this is not 2-4. This is 1-8. Then I go across to blue. This has to be 2-4. That is blue. Then back to red. This is blue. This is 7-9. Now I've got 3 red digits. So essentially, there is 1 red digit between these 2 cells. And these 2 can't be red. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. So these 2 have to be blue. And they are 2-4. And this is the 1-8. That's red. Then back to red. Then back to blue. And this is 7-9. And this is another 7-9. These are clearly blue because, I've already placed 3. I am going to remove all of these colors, pardon me. And I'm just, I think I have enough information at this point to, other than just re-add these as 1, 2, 4, 8s. These clearly now have to be blue. This has to be red. This has to be blue. So does this cell. And because this is 2-4, they both are 2-4s. This is not 2-4. This is 1-8. This is 2-4 pair. This is not 2-4. These are now both red. And we're back to blue. Then we're back to red. And then we're back to blue. No. Same box. Red. Thank you. And therefore this is blue. And therefore this is not 2-4. This is not 1-8. This is 2-4. Fantastic. And this is not 1-8. This is 3-6. If it's 1, it's 3. If it's 8, it's 6. Okay. 2-4 in here gives me a 7-9 pair in there. This has to be red. If it's 1, it's 6 or 8. If it's 8, it's 1 or 3. I can't really limit this just yet. It's the opposite, but I don't know which one it is. Where does 5 go in the row? It can only be in here. And where does 5 go in this row? Because it can never be on a black Kropke dot, and I've just placed a 5. That's the other 5. So these cells are kind of known. Essentially, I have another 2-4 and another red cell. How can I limit these further? Let me just color these. Let's see where I'm going next. I'm not exactly sure I know where I'm going next. Let's how do I know what these are? I generally don't. Like I'm missing something. There's need to be using other clues to figure out what's going on. Right, this is not red. It's not 1 or 8 or 3 or 6. That's blue. When you have a white crop Q dot, across it has to be red. Yeah, notice kind of the gaps between the 2-4 and the 7-9. It can never be, they can never be adjacent on a white crop Q dot. They're not consecutive. And the same is true for 3-6 and 1-8. They're never consecutive. So that is red. This is 2-4. Because there is a 5 in here, and this is a shifted line, this has to be 1-3. I have to stay low. And then I have another 1-8 and then another 2-4. I don't know. I need to kind of think about the same thing in here. 1-8, 1-8, 3-6. Could this be blue? This would have to be 7-9, which would have to be 6 or 8, which is possible. It could be a 6 with a 7. I'm not sure I can remove the colors, but hang on, this is 7-9. I mean, I've literally done the entirety of this row, so this is known. This is 7-9. This is back to red. It could be anything. 7-9, 7-9. So one of these is 2-4. And we don't know which one it is. These two could be the same, for example. So that could be the second 2-4. I'm sure I have enough information in here. So I probably need to be thinking about these crop Q dots. Let's think about this. Yeah, this is red. Therefore, this is blue. And because it's blue, it's not 7 or 9. This is 2 or 4. This is another 1-3. By assuming the same challenge again, these two could be the same, or these two could be the same. So I have no clue what that means. We know that this is 7-9. Could this be a 3-6 pair? Let me try this way. Essentially, could this be red? Or is this blue? If it's blue, it's 2-4, and then this would be 1-8. And then that would be 3-6, which would work quite comfortably. If it's 1, this would be 6 or 8. If it's 8, this is 1 or 3. So I really can't particularly limit these. They're basically any red digits, which is a bit of a shame. This column, I need one more red digit and another 2-4 and a 5. Well, this is the 2-4 or 3-6, which we kind of knew anyway. It's not the 5. If it is 2-4, that would be 1-3. But again, I don't see why that's... It's not 2-4. I have another 2-4 in here. Sleuth, come on. So that's not 2-4. I need a second 2-4 in the box. That is the 2-4. And that's all the blues gone in row 4. So that is red, which makes this a 3-6 pair and 1-8. Interesting that it is 1-8. Not that it makes a huge difference, if I'm honest. We just know that they're different anyway. And 1-8 pay, 1-8 pair, that is my... Thankfully, I wasn't going to say first digit. 15 minutes in, I've actually done something other than 5s. That's got to be 3, which doesn't help me. It's still 2 or 4. And 1-8, 1-8. This is a 6. And that can't be a 5. That's a 7, which gives me a 9. I like how I'm saying these things as if it's going to be a grand reveal. It's actually going to move me forward. And it really doesn't. I just get a single digit. 6 gives me a 3, which gives me a 1, which gives me a 2. There we go. 4. This has to be red. And it's not 1-3. It's 7-9. And then on a cross from a white crop Q dot, that has to be... Sorry. This has to be 6-8, I meant to say. Then this has to be blue. And it can't be crossing the 5. This has to stay high. It's 7-9. That 4 gave me a 2 down here. I've got a 7-9 pair. Lovely. 1 gave me an 8, which using the black crop dot gives me more 4, 2. This has to be low. It is 1 or 3. That's a 1, 3 pair. This is 6 or 8. Because this is high, this is low. 1, 2, 4. This is 2, 8. These are, well, it doesn't include an 8, so this has to be an 8. And in fact, it is an 8 because that's 1. And then these two cells are known. They are 9, 1, 9. No, 8s. Come on, this is going well. 1 makes it an 8, makes it a 4, makes it a 2, makes this a 6, which makes this a 7. Right, so up here, I need 3 cells that I know. 5, 8, and 9. In fact, I know that this is a 5 because it's not 9 and it's not 8. That is a 5. Can I do better? Do I resolve any of the 8 or 9s? I don't. The 2, well, it could be either. The 7 gives me a 9, gives me a 7, which the 9 gives me an 8, gives me a 9. We'll come back to these corner equality cages because there's more kind of deductions you can make about them. The 5 now can only be down here. This has to be 6 or 8, yeah, because it's the same shifter line. I could have colored this ages ago. This is another 6, 8, 6, 8, not 7. Then I need another 1, 3, which can only be down here. Then I need whatever this is, 4. That's red. That's blue. Can't believe this is not resolved. Can I do anything else? No, no, no. Yes, 3, 6, because it's the same shifter line, so it has to be low and odd. And I've nearly done the entirety of the crosshair. This could be 1 or 3. And this could be 1 or 3. And this could be 7 or 9. This could be 6 or 8. So yeah, not exactly the entirety of the crosshair, but close enough. This has to be 6. This has to be 3, because again, same shifter line. Right. Now let's talk about, have I colored this? I think I have. No, I haven't. Let's talk about what this is. Because I have a 4 in here, how am I going to describe this? A 2-cell equality cage has to be the same color. You know, I know this is not 2 or 4. So, you know, just for the sake of argument, imagine this is a 2. This would have to be 7 or 9, so that it's low and even. This is high and odd. Now, because this is not 2 or 4, and you always have to have a low digit, this can't be blue. This has to be red. And it needs to include 1 of 1 or 3, and I don't know what it is because of this cell. I could have sworn I just colored it. This is red, and therefore this is blue. And it has to have a low digit. It's not a 4, and the 2 tells me that's the 2. This is 7 or 9. No 9s, so one of these has to have a 7. No 8s, one of these has to have a 6, and I really can't tell them apart at the moment. Come on, Sleuth, what am I missing? It's got to be the white crop dots. I may have to hit the pause button, take our dogs for a quick walk. It's only 4:30 on a Saturday as I'm recording this, but nevertheless, she is, as you know, what could I say? As the summer has come along, she's just changed the clock on us. Now she wants to go out at like 5 a.m. and 4:30 in the afternoon. So I may have to do that fairly quickly. Let me just see if I can finish this before I do so, though. Right, if this is blue, this would have to be 7. If this is red, I mean, it could be 3 or 6. This is not it. I think I have to stick to the ones that have black crocky dots. So my options are 1 with a 6 because it's not an 8, or 3 with 6 or 8. Now, if this is 1, this can't be a 1 because that would have to be a 2. So 1, 3, no, that's not what I meant. 1 doesn't work. This has to be 3. This is 6 or 8, which unfortunately gives me a whole bunch of options like 5, 7, and 9. But the 3 in here gives me a 1 and a 3 and a 1, so it resolves a few more for me. I do a similar trickery up there. 1, 3, 6, 8. I need another 7, 9, but it could be either, and I need another 6, 8, and again it could be either. This is not the way. This column is nearly done. We may as well pencil mark it all. And it's not blue. I don't know how I didn't spot this. So this has to be red. This has to be blue. Remember when I said about the blue in here, 2, 4, and 9, this is restricted. This is 7. This is 2 or 4. That 7 gave me 9, gave me 7, which removes the 7 middling digit. These now need to conclude a 6, which can only be in here with 1 or 3. And again, it can't be a 1 because this would be a 2. So that has to be a 3. And this can't be a 2. This is a 4. How is this helping me? I'm really not getting it. Then I have another 2, 4, and a 1. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, because it's not a 4. I did say, let's take a look at the column. I need a 5 and something else. 1, 2, and a 3. That's the only place for a 3. That's the only place for a 5. That gives me another red digit. Not exactly helpful. Do I have any? Yeah, these two are nearly done. I need a 5, which can only be in here now. And then whatever this digit is, it's got to be red. It's 6. Again, not exact. Oh, yeah, that's given me 9. That's given me 8. That's given me 2. That's given me 8. 8. That 2 has given me 4. That's a 1, 2 pair still. That 9 has given me 7 and 9. No, they're not resolved. Getting there. Slow, steady progress. These now are 7 and 9 and 6. 6 has to be here. That can't be a 9. That has to be the 7. This has to be the 9, which gives me a 1, which gives me a 9. Yeah, I think we've got this. I don't know if we need the colors anymore, by the way. I think we're kind of, don't want to say outgrown it, but we've got as much use as we can out of it at this point. Old habits die hard, though. These 3 cells, let's just pencil mark them. I need a 1. Actually, just easier, just write it. That's 1. Then a 6, which can't be here. That's a 6. Then a 5. The 1 gave me a 2, gave me a 1. The 5 can only be in here. This 6 gave me an 8 and a 6. I need 7, which can only be there. I need 4, which can only be in here. This cell is just known, it's a 1. In here I need 8 and 4. That's the 4, that's the 8. The 8 can only be one of in here now and there. I need a 7, which can only be there. And I need a 2, 3, and if I've not made any mistakes, 9 for the finish. That's a phenomenal puzzle, gUBBLOR. Absolutely deserving of the 93% rating. Really immensely enjoyable. I think once you sort of get this rule set, just the things that you can do with it is just absolutely stunning. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle and video. An unusually smooth solve from me. You know, it's been a while. And see you back for the next video. Bye-bye for now.